guys, it's Selena here, coming back with you another video. I'm not trying to look dressy or fancy, as I was wearing my pink tank top. See, I have a pink tank top on, and I got kind of chilly because it was the fan over there. And anyway, this video is going to be about, basically, I'm going to be remaking the accident video, the 3/29/17 accident. Yeah, I am out of ladder, so yeah, it kept like getting like blurries right here. So yeah, so basically, it was breathtaking because I didn't know I was going to get in an accident. I had been in an accident before that. One when I was like 6 years old. I was with my dad and my cousin Caitlin. And I think my cousin Caitlin has a YouTube channel. I'm not sure. That's what she told me before, but I think she deleted it. I'm not going to say last names. I'm just going to say Caitlin because it's her name. So that was like the first accident. It was like we got hit by a drunk driver. We skidded a little bit. That was like quite nothing. I really don't remember if it was on like the news, but though I do remember it being on the news from the 3/29/17 accident. Because so this is basically what happened. So we were just dropping off the kids. It was 4 kids. We just got them dropping off, and unfortunately they heard and seen the crash, and they exactly knew it was our bus. And they start, this girl, she's little, and like I said, she loves me, and she was scared for us because she knew that was our bus. She seen me all shooken up and everything. It's like I did not want her, like I was supposed to, but anyways, I'm getting off track. So we went down and we turned. It just, buddy, that's my dog. Sorry. It was just like one of those like freak accidents. We turned a little bit, and we got hit by the parking lot. So we got hit twice. First, this girl that was in the car, she was kind of old. She had like gray hair and was all curly, and she had like a grayish car. And she hit she slammed her whole side into the back of the bus a little bit. And me and Haley, we were in this other kid, and Brianna, my little sister, unfortunately we're sitting on the side that we got hit. She went sideways and she hit the bus, and so the back seats like all collapsed down. It like all broke, and we skidded a little bit, and then the white car that hit the gray car that made us smack into us, he was going over 100 miles per hour, while the lady was going, she was kind of parked at first, but she wanted to go turn to get out of the parking lot, but he hit her, and then she kind of sped up a little bit, and which hit us. And then the white car, the white van that the guy was driving, he rolled over and he slammed right into us over like 100 miles per hour. So that causes us to skid even more. The whole bus, like, okay, let's say this is the bus. This is my bus. This is the bus. Half of the bus tilted, like it lifted, like half of the out, like. So our bus is like yellow bus, of course. There's an aisle, set of rows of seats. The whole left, right row lifted up from the ground, and then it went back down because my bus driver, she jerked, like she tried to stop the brakes, but that only made it worse. And she tried to control, which made us go squiggly. And I feel bad for kids to actually see in the crash, and I feel bad for the kids that actually heard the crash in the Babcock Center. It's like, it is really, you gotta look on Seneca Babcock Community Crash, Buffalo, New York. Like I said, I do not live around that area at all. Haley, I turned my head because I know, like, I had to like process like what happened. So I remember turning my head to the right, and I seen a whole bunch of debris fly across the window. It looked like gray smoke with bits of the bus, like metal, garbage, because we hit a garbage can and the lamp post fell down completely, and we took the clothespin down and we hit the garbage can, and of course it broke because like, and so, and it had a piece of garbage and the piece of the bus and everything, pieces of the cars that we hit, like actually hit us. We didn't, nobody would. We were halfway a block on the other side of the road, and so I looked when the debris was all over, when I can finally see it clear again. I turned over. At first, and then it finally hit me that we actually got into a car accident. And then my bus aide, she was holding my sister, and of course I was worried about my little sister. And so I was like all panicking about my sister, and I was all panicking for myself because I thought I was dead. So I had to pinch myself and make sure it wasn't a dream, but it was actually real, and that got to me. I'm like, now I realize that we got into an accident. And then, so I remember turning to my right and looking at the gray car that hit us. The whole back side was all like crunched up, and it was like all dented in. And I remember seeing that one lady that was the one in it. She was innocent. The lady, she was just sitting straight, and she was like, she had her back out, like her head back in pain. And then I looked over to my left. I looked down at the floor, and I seen a whole bunch of like metal pieces of the bus and everything. And so when I looked to my left a little bit again, I seen the guy on the floor. Yeah. Let me shut the door. I seen the guy on the floor, and unfortunately nobody should ever seen that, because I seen like blood all over his face. That's all you seen was blood all over his face, and he wasn't moving until he turned like, it was like a little pile of blood around him. And I started crying for them because I'm like, oh my gosh, they're innocent, oh my gosh, they're not gonna make it. So I was screaming and crying and everything. I was worried about my little sister, but she was fine. Evie did not get hurt on the bus. It was like, but I still had to go to the hospital though, because when they opened, yeah, this little one, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. So when the people came on the bus, they were like, okay, calm down, they're going to be fine. I seen people rush around the guy he was in a ball, and I seen his face though, because he had his face like that, he was in a ball. And I seen people rushing over to him, and they were taking their shirts off and their sweaters off to stop the bleeding. But I had this in my hand. It's my hospital wristband of when I had to get sent to the hospital. They sent me to the hospital because I couldn't calm down. But then they took us into the Seneca Babcock Community Center. We had to get out of the back of the bus, and the guy, the fireman, had to pick us like right here, and he lifted us up and then put us back down. And then we had to go to the Seneca Babcock Community Center, where they had water and apples for us, and of course I lost my appetite because after like the traumatized that we went. So the lady was like trying to calm me down. She took me to the bathroom to wash my face off, to put cold water on my face, blow my nose, and she got pop, but it ended up being diet pop. But then they're like, oh, where do you live? What's your parents' name? How old are you? What grade are you in? Where are you from? Like, which school you go to? And I had to answer all that information. And then I couldn't calm down, so they got worried about me. So then they took me to the hospital, and I have the band right here. It has my name. I don't want to show that part because I don't know if it's like, it says Selena or Burr on it. Female, age 13. And then it has a date of the accident and where I went to the hospital. Right here. So, yeah, I was in the hospital for an hour. They checked me out, and then my parents had to come pick me up. We went back to the crash when my mom and dad picked me up. I seen it, I started crying, and when I came back to school, then like 2 days after the crash, people were saying that me and Brianna died. That's my little sister's name, because we had to get put in the back of the ambulance, and it's really like scary, like a scary situation. And I don't know how people can act like it's nothing and it's fine. Like the people at my school was saying that it was not a big deal, but yeah, it was trending on the news for like a week. But you can look up Seneca babcock community crash and make sure you look at the images of it and you can see the bus. And yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Sorry if it's long, just please watch, and I'll see you guys in the next video.